Hi everyone, my name is Charlie Puente, and I want to talk to you about a very special and unique athlete in high school whose name was Brian Bowen II. Brian was a five-star recruit. On top of being a five-star recruit, he's also said to be a lottery pick. And what a lottery pick is he is an athlete who was projected to be drafted very early in the NBA draft, and if he took the necessary and right steps, this money that he was going to make from being an NBA draft first rounder would probably set him up for the rest of his life. However, after an FBI case was done, Brian has lost his NCAA eligibility. It was thought out that his dad took over $100,000 bribe from the University of Louisiana, which kind of screwed Brian because he lost his eligibility. He also lost his dream. According to the Boston Globe, which was taken in July 10th, 2023, athletes who were admitted to, let's say, a school called Harvard or those high-end schools statistically had weaker and worse transcripts and grades and everything else. They were just worse than any other student or person who wasn't an athlete. Typical applicant without being a college athlete probably had a 1% going into Harvard, but if they were a student athlete and was thought after by the school of Harvard, their chances changed up to about 98%, which is, life-changing. That's a complete drastic change. Today I'm here to talk to you about why bribing athletes is a bad thing. By first talking to you about the parents and the students who take these bribes, kind of screw up their kids' lives. Second, I'm going to talk to you about why these school bribes and kind of why these parents are taking these bribes. And third, I'm going to talk to you about the solutions to avoid these futures being ruined in the future. So according to Newsweek, which was posted in August 2017, money has been paid under the table by all high schools and college athletes. Both the parents and the coaches have taken bribes to help further their status or just get their commitment to a school. According to the Boston Globe, which was published on December 19th, 2023, there was a son of a businessman. He had two kids who went to the University of Harvard, and they were both fencing athletes. The coach was testifying and saying how both these athletes, regardless of other accusations of being bribed going into the school, they were very good at fencing. They should have been there in the first place. The only problem was that the son's dads had bought out the coach's house and then sold the house. Like, he bought the house for like $300K more than it should have been, and then he sold it losing $300K, so it's a little fishy, and he ended up going to jail. But our problem with this is that it kind of tarnishes the kids' names because they worked hard, they had good grades, they get into Harvard. Oh, everyone look at, oh, just kidding, they didn't really deserve to be in Harvard because their dad had been bribing the coach there. According to LA Times, which was published in March 12, 2023, $761 million was made from the March Madness tournament by a whole bunch of schools who were taking a whole bunch of brands who were supporting them, and they would wear them during the tournament, and they made a lot of money from it. The top end coaches made about $4 million each, give or take, while the rest of the money was kind of used in a whole bunch of people bidded on other recruits and athletes to take this money and then go to the school of their choice because people want to see their teams win. According to the Washington Fed, which was posted in June 13th, 2019, there was an assistant coach at the University of Arizona. He received some bribes and payments from an outside source, and he received about $5,000. He flew up to New York to take this money, which is kind of fishy to begin with, and then he was like, you know what, give me 15 more K, and if you give me this 15 more K, I will secure a top commit to the University of Arizona out of high school. So he was using this money that was given to him, and he was bribing other athletes. So I kind of want to ask you, what's a solution that can fix this? There's a solution made by the Austin American Statements, which was published in May 6, 1999, which is, a little while ago. And it said how athletes who partake in this are going to get a third-degree felony, and 10 years of life and a fine, and they also have the potential to have a misdemeanor, which is a big deal. However, nowadays, the one that I like more, excuse me, is called the NIL deals. These NIL deals work with the student athletes and help them use their name, their image, and their likeness to make money. They use these by advertisements. Like, there's an example, his name's Caleb Williams, he goes to USC, he's a quarterback, personally love him, but there's a Dr. Pepper commercial where he is in it, and he's like the main guy, which is, it's a big deal for a college athlete, because before this, they're not able to do that. So first, I'll talk to you about the problems, which was, the bribing. Second, talk to you about like why these people bribe. Like, they want these commitments, they want these students to be able to further the look of their college, which is a problem because they're getting bribed. Like, that wasn't illegal. And then third, I talked to you about the few solutions, which was, in 1989 was, let's like give them jail time, 10 years, misdemeanor. And nowadays, which I personally love, which is an NIL deal, which helps these students, use their name and make their own money, make a life out of their name and what they're doing. And that's kind of why I say bribing is bad, because bribing kind of just puts disadvantages at every other college. And when you use these NIL deals, it helps students like have a fair chance. They can use their skills and their abilities. They can make money off of this, which would have been a game changer for someone like Brian Bowen, who was, lost his great opportunity. He lost his golden ticket because he took a bribe, which was wrong. But nowadays, if he hadn't taken the bribe and used his NIL deal because he was such a great recruit, his life probably would have been different. Thank you.